How's it going, guys? Cameron here at the Canadian Gamer coming at you with another video. Not much going on. There is and there isn't. There's stuff going on, but not really. So I've got some pickups I want to showcase, a few things I want to talk about, and then we'll wrap up today's video. I haven't had a lot of time to shoot a lot of YouTube content lately. I've just been really busy between life, work, extracurricular activities, the nice weather. It's hard to, at least for me, it's hard to game this time of year. So a couple of things I wanted to showcase here. While I was out, I actually saw today on the road, I saw a Acura Integra Type R, as you can see here. And then on the way home, I don't have any video proof, but I saw an orange McLaren F1 driving down the highway, and right behind it, not even a minute later, a cherry red, Rosa Corsa red, Ferrari F355 convertible. Mwah! That made my day. That was pretty awesome stuff. So the other night, I managed to hit up a thrift store, and I've been on a bit of a vinyl kick lately, and I picked up American Graffiti double LP. And yeah, great movie. If you have not seen it, because I know some of you guys out there of the younger generation, you may not have heard of it or seen it. It is a really good film. Some pictures of the movie on the insert. American Graffiti, and all the songs in the movie were amazing, and they're on this album. So really cool stuff. Parents used to have this album back in the day as well. And I picked up Blondie, Parallel Lines. Don't have this one. Pretty cool stuff. Another classic album. Absolutely. Man, Debbie Harry was hot back then. Good Lord. You know, she could have definitely played Tony Montana's girlfriend in Scarface. Absolutely. The other pickups, I picked up 2 VHS tapes here. Telling Lies in America, starring Kevin Bacon. Not quite sure if I saw this one back in the day. Not quite sure. Might not be good. I don't know. It's got Calista Flockhart in it, so. And I've got Steve Martin and Daryl Hannah in Roxanne. So yeah, picked up a couple of VHS tapes, couple of vinyl. I updated my analog pocket the other night, and it's improved the correct brightness, if you will, the color of the GBA games. So definitely a good update, if you will. And I started playing Snoopy's, I can't remember the full name of it. It's a puzzle game. I think it's called Magic, Snoopy's Magic Hat. Surprisingly, this is really good. It is really good. I don't have any gameplay footage to show you guys, but there's 150 stages, and how it works is each stage you begin right in the middle, and there's obstacles, right? And you have to move around the obstacles, and there's 4 little, I don't know what it is, trophies you have to collect. And it's usually like 1 in each corner of the room. And every stage has 2 balls that are bouncing around the stage. And you have to collect the 4 trophies in the stage. You have to work your way around the obstacles and get the 4 little trophies, if you will, without getting hit by one of those balls. If you get hit by one of those balls, then you have to try the stage over again. Each stage has a... Focus, camera, focus. Each stage has its own password. So obviously you're not going to sit there and play 150 stages in one sitting. So you can play it a bit and then you can return to it. But I was actually really surprised. Because I'm not a huge puzzle guy myself, puzzle game guy myself. But this one is considered an action puzzle game, and now I see why they call it that. So yeah, really good game. Beer of the day, Heineken, the good stuff. I was able to, a couple of days ago, get a strut bar that I purchased installed on my Mercedes W204. Again, if you're not familiar with those terms, W204 is the generation of C-Class that I have. In layman's terms, I have a Mercedes C-Class C350. The C-Class had many variations. There was a C200, C230, C300, C350, and then the top of the line one was the AMG C63. So I don't have the AMG, but I've got the C350 with the AMG Sport package. And my oh my, the strut bar makes a huge difference as far as the handling characteristics are concerned. So I'm extremely happy with that. The next install we're going to get, I think I'm going to go ahead and get cold air intake to keep the engine at an optimal temperature, especially during those hot summer days. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure that's going to enhance the engine noise as well, give it a little bit of a growl from that 3.5 liter V6. So, yeah, other than that, I don't know when I'm ever going to finish Far Cry 6. It's like a never-ending endeavor. I chip away at it every couple of nights, but it just keeps going and going and going. I have a lot to say on that one, but I'm going to hold my reservations until I see it through, and then I will put out a review. I've already captured all the gameplay footage that I need, including all of the glitches that I want to talk about, and the graphical glitches and things of that nature. So I am looking forward to putting out that video, but it's going to take a while for me to take all the clips and sort of spread them out, because there's certain clips that I want in one folder and certain clips that I want in another folder, so that when I'm talking about the game, you're seeing the clips that I'm talking about at the same time. I don't want it to be all mixed up. I want to take my time with it. So that's it. There's not much else going on. My camera just doesn't want to fucking focus. PK in the Universe put out a video today as well talking about shelf warming. Shelf candy. We've all been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it myself. I've talked about that on the channel before as well. And it's definitely a nasty habit and something you have to be careful with. He prefers to put his games in drawers. Nothing wrong with that. He is right. It does look kind of gaudy having all your games out on shelves, if you will, especially if somebody comes into your house. I have a games room myself, so typically if somebody comes into the house, they're not really walking into the games room. I sort of keep the door closed unless somebody wants to come in and check it out. But if you go down into the living room, I've got 4 consoles hooked up to the TV, but they're tucked away in the entertainment unit. I don't have any games lying around downstairs. Controllers are pretty well tucked away as well. So I've tried to do my best to keep the games within the games room upstairs. It's kind of like my little man cave. But as far as the rest of the house is concerned, I don't want there to be video game paraphernalia all over the house. It's just, once you get to be in your late 30s, your 40s, you realize, like, we all grow up, obviously, and you're not living in a college dorm room anymore. And, it's bad enough that I have a games room. I don't need to have, like, I've always said, you don't want to have it like a Metal Jesus Rocks or a John Hancock situation where you open up your medicine cabinet and there's GBA games falling out of the cabinet all over the bathroom sink and whatnot. So you really got to be careful with that stuff. I like to have the games on shelves, but not necessarily to flex. As you guys can typically see by my setup here, you can't really see my games when I shoot videos. I just like to be able to, I guess, look at the games myself and be able to walk into the games room and, pick out a title that I want and be able to put it back on the shelf. Kind of like if you had a bookshelf, you know what I mean? If you had encyclopedias on a bookshelf. There's a sense of pride with having your games on a shelf. It was, for me, quite an accomplishment to be able to, not necessarily my PS2 collection, although I'm pretty happy with it, but especially with the original Xbox and the 360. I spent, any of you guys that watched my channel, you saw me, I spent a couple of years, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I was going into the thrift stores at 8:30 at night. I was digging through bins at the flea market. I was going into the CD pawn shops. I was meeting people downtown Ottawa, scoring deals on Kijiji. So it took me a long time. Same with the Sega Genesis collection I have as well. to amass not only a decent sized collection, but an eclectic collection with a lot of unique titles that I am really happy to have in the collection. So yeah, I like to have it on the shelf. I don't want to hide my games away in a dresser or a drawer, but I can understand why somebody would want to put their games away in a drawer. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you don't need to necessarily look at the games to be able to play them. You just need to be able to access them, right? So, and, you know, as I get older, you know, once I'm in my 50s or my 60s, I probably would be less likely to want to have a games room. I'll probably end up getting rid of a lot of this stuff eventually when I get older, right? Let's be honest. And so yeah, no, I can definitely see both sides of the coin on that one. It was a really good topic. I'll leave a link to his video in the description below if you want to check it out. And then I guess the last thing we'll talk about, the Analog Duel. Not pre-release. Pre-orders went up yesterday, I believe it was. Dads and Lads Gaming picked one up. I had put out a video talking about it, but I took the video down. I was having some copyright issues with YouTube. It was just, I don't know, there was something going on with the topic. I don't know if it had to do with the analog or whatnot, but I ended up taking the video down. But in a nutshell, I think the Analog Duel looks really good, but I'm going to hold off on that because I think the library, the software for TurboGrafx 16 and the CD software, the Hue cards, it's too expensive. It's too much of an endeavor to go down that road. So, you know, unless you get an EverDrive for it, I don't really see the appeal of... Focus, you fucking camera! I don't see the appeal of picking up the Analog Duel, at least for myself. I don't have any games that I could really play on that. I don't have an EverDrive for the TurboGrafx 16, but there is an adapter that's being released so you can put in Hue cards in the analog pocket. So that might be something to consider. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if you can get an EverDrive Hue card. Maybe one of you guys can let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to cut it off there, right at almost the 13-minute mark. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're looking forward to this weekend, wherever you are, and I hope you guys get some nice weather. Thanks so much for watching. You people are wonderful and beautiful. You take care.